Hey guys, this is the next episode of the Kryptonite Council podcast, and we have MK Rio, and we've got M2 Dave, and we have the return, finally, since like episode 2 or something, Tom Brady coming off his huge regional win in Virginia. Congratulations, Tom.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so I think first thing we're going to start talking about is, everyone's up in arms about the patch, a lot of good stuff, a lot of, something people are already complaining, but I think most of those people will complain about anything. But we're going to start talking about the patch in general and just get into a topic, a huge array of discussion. So, I don't know, Tom, go ahead and start off.
Well, I was just, with this patch coming out, and I was, I was browsing 2AM just to see some of the tech people are coming up with, and people obviously leave their status updates and they talk about what they're feeling about the patch and so on and so forth. And I noticed that some people are like, still against this game, and they want MK10 to come out and so on and so forth. And I was thinking, the other round worked really hard in this game. Obviously, we all know they've already made their money. They don't have to give us anything. They could just say, you know what, deal with it, get block infinite by Superman, go after yourself, who cares, But they continue to patch the game for competitive balance. They don't want the game ending up Cabal and Kenji like MK9. And they gave us a pretty balanced game. Thing is simply because it's not identical to the exact previous game this community was learning. All of a sudden now they want MK10. They screwed this game. MK10, I hope it comes out tomorrow. And I was thinking, I mean, when MK9 was out, which they all say they love, within the first year they were all saying how bad that game was and how we need a new game. And they hope it dies. And then when this game came out, it was, we love MK9, where's MK10? But the way the community is going, unless they realize that the problem isn't the games or whatever, it's, something else. When MK10 comes out, they're going to say that game is garbage, and they're going to want MK11 within the first 3 months. And I just feel like it makes it really hard for us to grow as a community. I feel like we actually got a really good game. Anyone that thinks this game is farmed out is absolutely retarded. I can't even claim to even close to know what's going to be possible in this game in the future. So to think this game doesn't have the depth, I think it has more depth than MK9. It has the depth to last 4 or 5 years, to be honest with you. And I'm really appreciative of this game, and I really think this is really what we needed to really go forward as a community, not just for our community, but to get other people interested in RS stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think about it?
Do you think it's a problem on Test Your Might, or is it maybe something bigger than this? For example, you have CD Jr., who always trashes the game on Twitter on like a daily basis, pretty much. Says the game is not good, the game is all about zoning. He can't get in with Wonder Woman, she's not a good character. Flash needs 3 more buffs at least to be viable. I mean, and he has a lot of fouls, and when people hear that, they think, you know what? I guess Injustice is a garbage game. MK is better. Do you think that's a problem?
I think it's a problem when our top community sites are front paging that shit. I mean, I think that's a huge problem. I think I've had huge gripes with the game. I feel like this patch has really made the best version of the game that we're ever going to get, and actually I'm enjoying this version of the game a lot. I especially like the fact that my character isn't completely glitched out and broke, but I like that. I like the balance of Superman, Black Adam. I like all the character balances. I like how Joker is a lot more viable now. I like how Lobo is potentially top 5 or top 10. He's up there now. Mm-hmm. I think Lobo is incredibly good now. Nothing feels better than ducking a Harley gunshot, standing and going pow pow, 28 bitch. That feels really good to me. Anyway, I don't know. I think the patch is very good. I think that a lot more positivity about the game should be published and front paged. I think more tech and lively discussion should be published. I think streams should be updated on the front page, not catnip stream constantly. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, let me ask you this. So Dave brought up that it's been said that this game is 100% zoning. I was able to talk to Relaxed State some this weekend at Top of the Food Chain, and we all know he plays Cyborg, and he's pretty good with Cyborg. He has the instant air Nova Blasters down pretty good. And he said he feels like there's too many counter zoning options for it really to be considered a zoning game. You have, characters like Batgirl, characters like
Martian Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter, Scorpion, a whole bunch of teleporting characters, even Ares. Deathstroke is a very good counter zoner if you do zone for zone. So we said, there's way too many options to get around zoning that are, not too hard to do for this to be considered a zoning game. He said, as a matter of fact, zoning is probably the least effective strategy in this game. It's mainly zoning while trying to put yourself in position to get in. He said, just there are characters like Sinestro who straight zone, but you can always pick one of like 5-7 characters.
Yeah.
And he really has to be careful with his zoning. So when there's 1/3 of the cast really shuts zoning down, you really can't consider it a zoning game. You have characters that are zoners, characters that are in between, characters that are rushed down, and characters that counter zone. And it's got a good variety. It's not any one way or another. So what do you think? I mean, do you agree to that statement? Because this is what Relax State was saying.
I have a lot to say. I'm just going to unload a couple of things real quick. I think about the recent post that Playing to Win made about the Green Lantern matchup and the Green Lantern forms. All those Green Lanterns that are play, especially with Zod nowadays, are just like, fuck, man, I can't get in. It's broke. Like 8-2, 9-1 matchup. And then I play an extremely talented Green Lantern player like Emperor Bello. That dude will get in, and when he does get in, he makes it count. So that's why I call the matchup 7-3 at worst and probably 6-4 best case. I actually do think it's 7-3. However, regardless, Rebello will get in, and most of these other Green Lanterns have no idea how to play the game at high levels. Therefore, they go to the Green Lantern forms and act like the character has like 15 bad matchups. And then I also look at a situation where I played Rio's Shazam online, and I really got, after I played his Shazam, I started thinking, okay, well, that was easily the best Shazam I've ever played. That was all. It was fun. It was awesome. And he's still relatively new with the character, so I want to see where it goes. And then I started thinking about the old discussion I came up with. What if Dave and I never picked up Zod? Like, what if Chef Simpson, me, and Dave never existed on the planet Earth? Who the hell would be showing all these people how to play the character Zod? So then I started thinking about, well, who doesn't exist that isn't showing us how to play these other characters that don't have adequate pro representation? So then I started thinking about, Rito Shazam. I'm like, well, shit, that's what Shazam should feel and look like. So I go back to the whole thing I used to tell guitar students when I taught, a pro guitar player can touch the biggest piece of shit and make the guitar sound, sweet as anything. But a shitty player on a shitty guitar is going to sound like total shit. So I can't decide which part of that equation applies to this game. Like with characters like Shazam, Ares, Bane, some of the like mid-tier characters. I shouldn't say Bane because Bane's actually upper mid, but some of the lesser representative characters. I can't tell if, to use my metaphor, Rio's just a kick-ass guitar player with a shit guitar, or if he's a kick-ass guitar player with a kick-ass guitar. I can't figure it out. But in my opinion, if I were to guess right now, I think Shazam's extremely good. I think it takes a great player to make him what he is and what he needs to be. You look at Pim Pim Jim. Pim Pim Jim used Shazam in not only one matchup, but he used another character people consider low tier to have like 10 bad matchups. He used Lex Luthor the whole damn tournament, other than the final matchup. And hell, he actually won that local with Lex Luthor. So again, it's a great player doing great representation, just like Revolver does with Lex Luthor, and people still want to talk about how these characters have 10 to 15 bad matchups. Maybe the game is balanced. Maybe everyone is upper mid to S tier. Maybe there are no shit characters. Maybe there just needs to be better players.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like.
Let me just jump in. Let me just jump in and say real quick about the zoning. I think if these people had any brains, this is the argument that they would make. You can make the argument that in some matchups that runaway is strong, because the person who runs away, especially if it's a power character, controls all the interactables on the stage. Now that can be a problem, and you can make a case for that because there's push block, there's stuff like clash, which leaves both characters far away. You can make a good case that that runaway is strong. But then again, look, the best runaway character just got nerfed a lot. So I don't know. I just don't understand what CD Junior is thinking, especially when he says that the Flash needs 3 more buffs to be considered tournament viable. If the Flash received 3 more buffs, he would be Cabal-like.
When I play, when I play AK Herald, the last thing that I think of is he needs 3 more buffs.
Exactly. I, I just don't understand it at all. Honestly, that
Yeah.
mentality, I just don't get it.
And getting to Shazam point, I mean, Shazam is a specific type of character. If you don't want to play with balls of steel, then your Shazam will be terrible. Shazam, I play good Shazams all the time. When they hit me with that meter burn torpedo, which everyone says, oh, this shitty move, I can't even water shield his fucking dash in command throw. So, because he'll throw me out of it. It catches me right at the invincibility, but before it's active. So basically, I have to sit there and do a regular wake up attack, which if he blocks it, he gets a free command throw. Or if he jumps it, with standing, jumping 3 or something, and then I get comboed, then so it's, but if so it's really good. But if I do nothing, I think he's going to jump in and he does the command phase. So even something like a torpedo, which everyone's like, oh, this shitty move, which most of the time you can't punish anyway. And I'm like, and then when I play a good Shazam, I'm like, I fucking hate when that torpedo hits me. I hate it so much that when Shazam does 2-2, I don't even try to backdash the command throw because I don't want to get hit by that fucking meter burn torpedo and I'm in such a fucked up situation. I just push block it. So I'm sitting here saying, how can this character be so shitty that I'm willing to spend a bar of meter just to get him the fuck away from me? Because when he does knock you down, it's a guessing game. All I'm hearing in the forums is he's bad because what if you guess wrong, bro? But the problem is it's so fucked up. It makes me say, fuck, I don't want to guess wrong. He just fucking loops me and kills me. It's just, that's really good. But if you don't have balls of steel, then you're playing the character wrong. And if you're playing the character wrong, then the character is not for you. I honestly believe that the problem in this game is most people in this community come from MK9, and they believe that, hey, if I'm playing a number 2 character, and I'm playing like a character believed to be bottom, I should be 10-0ing this character. And when they don't, instead of sitting back and saying, wow, this is a really good game, they get people like Death who say, nope, it's a scrubby game. This guy should lose to me 10-0. He should not be able to fight me with this character. That's what I think the problem ultimately is. And I think Pig hit the nail on the head. There are a lot of characters that are really good that are not touched on, and people don't want to put the work into it. They give it, a week or so when they say, "Yep, shit character, next try," but they don't realize every character they touch looks like shit because the problem is them, which is where the analogy of the guitarist comes in.
Let me ask you, Rio, what do you think, how do you think this game is right now, the way you perceive it balance-wise?
Well, if you take MK9 during the same period it was when it came out, like 6 months in, you had people saying, oh, MK9's really bad because there's no anti-airs, there's no footsies, this game's just a bunch of random movement and stuff. Well, if you look at Injustice right now, it's getting the same stuff. People are saying the anti-airs suck, there's no footsies, and the game's not even that fleshed out yet.
Not even 6 months old.
Exactly. MK9 wasn't getting its, this game has footsie and other accomplishments when it was almost 2 years into the game. And Injustice still has a lot of time left before it gets to that point. So, I don't know. I just don't see the point of people saying how the game, they're just writing it off too early, in my opinion.
It's just, yeah, exactly, because it seems like this is, if you guys remember, and I'm pretty sure you do, it was the Mortal Kombat 9 trash, this game's never going to be at Evo. Oh yeah, it's at Evo right now, but it's going to die for sure, but the game just kept on going. And I think what's important is, for the scenes to keep playing the game. I know, we're here in Cleveland, we play it, I play it every time with Playing to Win, King, Master D, etc. And I think it's important for the scenes to, to keep playing the game, and the game will be fine as long as, the scenes keep playing it, right?
I mean, we heard for over a year in MK9 how there was no anti-airs, and there was no footsies. You guys remember that? We were all there during that time. And then, then you have the same community saying Injustice has no anti-airs and no footsies and whatever, and we're just like 5 months in.
Yeah. I mean, this community, I don't understand. They say they want a balanced game. which we all, I mean, look, when we say balanced, we mean reasonably balanced. We don't want every character to play the same. We want a reasonable balance while keeping character individuality. But I mean, that's what they say. But then in the next breath, I'm reading threads saying, yo, look what Chris G said, nigga, adapt. And we're just like, really? You want to tell the Ares player getting block infinite by Superman? Nah, nigga, adapt. You don't want any fixes. Shut the fuck up. That is the dumbest thing I have ever fucking heard. I mean, it's like they want a balanced game, but complain when NetherRealm changes the game to make it balanced. I mean, I just feel like Rio really hits the nail on the head there. When MK9 came out, they said it was a jump fest. Remember, everybody was like, oh, just jump, jump, jump. Remember, everybody used to cross over all the time.
Yeah, it lasted for like a year.
Remember the days? I thought jumping was so good that Kenshi was quote-unquote free to cross-ups. Remember those fucking days? I mean,
Yep.
Are you serious?
I remember them.
I miss those days.
Free to cross-ups. And then a year later, you got Pig doing dash into fucking reverse push.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh. And how
could
anyone ever say this character is free to cross-ups? When you can at the very least do meter burn fucking rising karma, the character is coated with armor. Is free to what cross-ups? I mean, when you look back at half of the things people believe, you sit there and say, what idiots ever believe these things? Kung Lao, Tenno's, Kenshi, where did this shit come from? I mean, and they're doing the same thing with Injustice. The difference is people look at MK right now in hindsight. In hindsight 2020, they don't remember what they used to feel about the game. They only look at the finished product and say, oh man, there was footsies, they don't remember the old days when quote unquote noob Cybot crushes Johnny Cage, but once Johnny Cage players learned footsies, noob Cybot wasn't crushing anybody anymore. And it's just they're looking at Injustice now and they're saying, nope, there's no higher level. This is the way the game is. And I feel like they haven't learned a lesson with MK9, where we obviously realized 3 years later, footsies, anti-airing, all that stuff, became developed, and we really saw what the game was about.
Tom, let me ask you this question: how strong do you think were Superman and Black Adam before the patch?
Strong enough to make me want to quit the game. In my personal opinion, I felt everybody always says Aquaman was top 3. This is true, but I feel like Aquaman with the patches still beat the stuffing out of the rest of the roster. They just made it so 2 characters beat the stuffing out of Aquaman. So it didn't really fix the balance of the game. I'm looking at Mr. Aquaman, who is a very good player, playing KDZ, and I'm commentating the match, and I'm saying this match is 100-0. From the start of the round, it's a block infinite. Ares can't get out of it. And I'm like, what is he supposed to do? How is this fair? How can you tell someone like this and want them to keep playing the game? I don't know. I felt like I felt like every character in the game, and I know that, there's no justifying a block infinite. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if you show me 3 characters that beat Superman. The fact that he block infinites at least 10 of them it's a joke that and it can even be justified. And I feel like that there's, everybody else has to learn the ins and outs of the whole game. To have 1 or 2 characters who just bulldoze everybody outside of maybe 1 to 3 characters, I don't think that's very fair. I remember several Black Adam players and several Superman players coming to me begging me to get Scorpion nerfed because he would win every tournament. Yet, when Scorpion got nerfed without winning any tournaments, Superman and Black Adam then went on to win every single fucking tournament. So, Superman and Black Adam were no different than Scorpion. Maybe not as easy to use, but ultimately the same result, because they said Scorpion was going to win everything, and then Superman and Black Adam won everything. So,
that's a good. Let me ask Rio. Like, I know you play both. You have played both KDZ and Rico as well. Without taking credit away from those players, do you really honestly ever felt like, what, Black Adam and Black Adam and Superman, they had to learn every match? What do you like? Do you think that's true, or like do they just play the same against like 90% of the characters?
Could you say that question again? I don't really get what
Like,
you're saying.
like without taking away from the players. Like I don't want to take away credit from KDZ and Rico Swy for the tournaments that they won. You know, the locals and stuff. But do you honestly feel like those two characters had to learn any, like matchups? 'Cause it seems like they played the same, like 90% of the same. You know what I mean?
You mean like kind of freestyle things and go with a strategy that just works? Like
Yeah,
Scorpions
exactly.
just jump around and teleport and abuse people?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'd say Black Adam can play his game against the majority of the cast. Same thing with Superman. I mean, there's not many matches Superman isn't going to go with a tactical, let me 4-2-3 this dude. And Black Adam isn't going with a tactical, let me backdash a lot and throw lightnings out. It was the same as Scorpion jumping around and checking people with teleports left and right.
Do you guys think that's like for the most part that's all gone now? You're like, I think if you pick a character, you're gonna have to learn some matchups, whether you like it or not. Is that how you feel when you use your characters right now?
Not really. I feel like it's still there.
It's still there, but is it like to a lesser extent though?
Not really.
So you're saying
Just
Martial
different characters now.
You're saying Martial Manhunter is as strong as Superman and Black Adam were?
I would say he's definitely in that category of being able to do whatever he wants against 90% of the cast, just freestyling, yeah.
But is he as strong as those characters were?
No, just because those two were there, but now that they're not, pretty much replaces them.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, they're still guessing and stuff like that. There was no guessing when you're forward 2-3ing Ares and he's caught in a block infinite. It was just, well, the match is over, I'm fucked. And I just want to say this, Rico Suave and KDZ, I think, are really great players, and this has nothing to do with them whatsoever. But I do feel like, can you imagine me sitting here trying to justify ECT Aquaman, like clearly saying, dude, he needs to block infinite everybody, or dude, he needs an 8-second trade, or he needs
7.
Me saying, look, Peg, you know what Aquaman needs? He needs that safe low scoop back. He would slap me.
God, remember when it was safe?
He would slap me. And
I remember those
if
days.
somebody says to me, you don't think that block infinite's unfair? And if I go, look, man, you're just complaining right now.
Yeah.
It was a block infinite with an overhead launcher that you had to block, and then he had a safe low cancel. And shut the fuck up. That kind of stuff is clearly unfair. And NetherRealm, I feel like this patch, what I really like about it is instead of they waited and they said, you know what, we're just going to patch everything at once. That's what I think they really did right. They waited, they monitored all the tournaments, monitored the interactables, monitored what characters were winning, what characters were struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And then they said, okay, rather than doing, nerfs and buffs over like the course of 4 patches, they just did one giant patch, which, and I think we really have a really good game here. It's about as balanced as almost any other fighting game out there. So I think it's pretty good.
The only
Well,
thing
let-
is you have
go
people
ahead.
like, here's the thing. If the top players of this community, if so many of them weren't such crybaby in public and just constantly tearing about things, Black Adam Superman being nerfed wouldn't even be that big of a deal. I mean, it doesn't help when you have people like Rico crying on Twitter nonstop about how Black Adam sucks now and he's bad and blah blah blah.
But hold on. I think you can disagree with changes and still like the game, can't you?
Who are some of the top players that need to calm it down? Like Rico,
Hold on.
Jr.
Hold on. Let me just say
It's the
this.
players that go like, "Oh, I'm gonna quit this game if this character
But
gets nerfed."
okay, I understand that, but you can say my character's bad, but I'm still gonna play the game. I still like the game. I still complain about Deathstroke, and I still like the game. I never said the game sucked. I
Well,
never said that.
I
I
think
said
that
I
if you're
disagree
going
with
to,
Deathstroke changes, but I like the game, and I'm gonna keep on playing it. So that's why.
let's take Rico for example, since we brought him up. I think if you have to look at it from the standpoint of you have to realize if you're a Black Adam player, whether you agree with the nerfs or not, you have to understand that if he just coming from the standpoint of why they nerfing Black Adam, I guess maybe I can understand whatever. Even though but you have to understand if you nerf Superman and you nerf Batman and you nerf this character and that character, you can't keep Black Adam the way he is when you're toning everything else down. Then you'll just have one untouchable character. So yeah, we'll nerf Superman, we'll nerf Batman, we'll nerf Manhunter a little bit. Him we'll keep him the same.
Tom, what people are gonna say? We're gonna say, well, what about Aquaman? Or even what about Zod? He has the best trait now. Why aren't those characters nerfed?
Aquaman has been nerfed several times. They got rid of his block infinite. They got rid of his safe low scoop.
True. That is true.
I mean, they nerfed this trait 3 times. Or 2 times, whatever it is. I mean, they're, I don't know. I don't feel like...
But here's the thing. Rico and KDZ are both good dudes, but the reason I don't have sympathy for their characters getting nerfed is because you can't cry about Scorpion and make comments. No, you can't do it like KDZ, for example, CEO. After he beat me, he stood up and was like, see, if they don't have Scorpion, they can't win. Then you have people like Rico putting messages on Twitter going like, if you remove Scorpion, these people never beat me with a DC character. And then you see Rico get destroyed by me using a DC character Evo, and then you see me blow up KDZ at Summer Jam with another DC character, not using Scorpion. And then these people don't get blown up for what they say. But if it was other people, like let's say it was someone using Scorpion, right? Let's say it was just me making all these comments on how Scorpion's fine, whatever, he shouldn't be nerfed and whatever, I would be getting blown up left and right.
Yeah.
It's like certain people have this weird barrier where they're just protected because, oh, well, they come from a different background. They're not MK players. We look up to them and whatever. It's just, I don't know. I feel like that, like all this stuff wouldn't be such a big deal if it wasn't geared around certain people.
I feel like
Black Adam being nerfed wouldn't be a big deal.
I feel like
if Rico wasn't crying about it.
If they would have nerfed Superman, and all the other characters and kept Black Adam the way he was, that'd have been stupid. If they would have nerfed Black Adam and not nerfed Superman, that would have been stupid. When you touch one, you got to touch the other, and that's what people have to understand. Superman was obviously sitting there block infiniting God knows how many fucking characters. Something had to be done. And you shouldn't lose 90% of your health in the fucking corner. So when you touch his damage, when you touch his range, when you touch his zoning, if you're a Black Adam player, you can't sit there and say, yeah, Superman, touch that zoning, touch that forward two, touch that damage. What? Touch my zoning? Fuck you. I mean, no, even you gotta, when one gets touched, the other has to get touched. And they have to just feel this for the better of the game. And I think Black Adam, what did they give? 55 meterless damage now? Is that what he got?
Well, I don't know about meterless, but he definitely can still get 55.
No, his damage is still very good.
I think my biggest complaint about people like KDZ is when they complain the way they're complaining right now. That guy, I swear, like he can dish it, but he can't take it. He becomes like this big whiny crybaby teddy bear guy. He's like, why are you?
Yeah, that's how I feel like. Look, hold on. When Scorpion got nerfed, I didn't care. Like, fine, the character's nerfed. I'll just move on. But then you have people like Rico and KDZ. When their character gets nerfed, they can't handle that. They lose all hope, and they just start throwing things out like, well, I'm going to quit the game.
Well, I'm going to say this. If KDZ does not, if KDZ does not continue to use Superman and win, and Theo does go to majors and continues to win, then KDZ is a fraud. And injustice. If he cannot use his character that he won Evo with, and someone like Theo can, and Theo can go out and continue to get top 8, win locals, and this and that, and KZ has to switch to Wonder Woman or Batgirl, whatever the hell he's talking about doing, then, sir, you just frauded yourself. So, I mean, it's up to him. It's up to him. Superman is a very perfectly fine top 5 potential character right now. There's nothing wrong with him. I'm just sorry you don't get 75% of whatever you get in the corner anymore.
I personally believe I think KDZ and Rico will be just fine, and neither one of those guys. I've never heard either one of those guys personally cry, at least to me anyway, about either one of their characters.
Well, if they don't cry, then I take it back. But I'm not talking about Rico. Me personally, I know Rico's a great player. Rico can pick up any game, any character on the street, and he can make magic. I mean, he's just really fucking good. But KDZ is really good too. However, he needs to continue using Superman And there's a lot of questions.
I think he'll continue to use Superman, and I think he'll be just fine.
I hope he does. I hope he does.
Superman will not handicap people, but see, just because those two characters kind of handicap a lot of the cast doesn't mean that players like KDZ or Rico need that kind of advantage to continue to win. Their characters are both really good, and I see no reason why either one of those two players will not continue to do well.
Well, like I said, that remains to be seen. But I hope you guys don't mind if I switch topics, right? I want to ask Pig of the Hut a question.
Okay.
Pig, who's the best Aquaman player right now?
Oh my gosh.
I had to go there. I just want to know who is the best Aquaman player.
Why are we doing this?
No, I want to know. Okay, here's my deal with you. I don't like how you use like one series to determine who is the best, what the matchup is like, especially like an online series. I feel like only in this community do people do that. They don't do it in Street Fighter or in Tekken.
I'll defend this, and I'll open myself up to criticism. If you and Tom played first to 20, what's the score?
2019, one person wins, one doesn't.
Okay.
True.
If you played a first to 20 with Emperor Theo, what would the score be?
We played yesterday, and he probably beat me like, I don't know, maybe like 20 to 15 or something like that.
I think you texted me 30 to 14.
It might be, but I played him on two different occasions that the scores were different. So it depends what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. 30 to 14 is kind of different.
It is different. He beat me. Like I have no problems admitting when I lose. It is what it is.
In fairness, the first month and a half, Dave was getting beat 20-0 by me almost every night.
Yeah. I agree. Well, let me ask you this: if you and Cowboy played a first to 20, what would the score be?
I've only played him once, so he hasn't played me ever since. I don't know.
Well, what was the score when you guys did play?
He beat me very bad. It was like maybe 20 to 5 or something like that.
Okay, so all right, I haven't played Tom since June, maybe. I play Theo and Cowboy a lot, and so what I'm saying is the best Aquaman that I play is Theo, Rico, and Cowboy. Who's the best overall Aquaman? No questions asked. Tournament accomplishments included. Tom, no question.
Here's how I personally feel about the subject. I am not so arrogant that I don't think that there are Aquaman players who may do a little better in certain matchups. In other words, if I beat somebody 10-7, they might beat somebody 10-3. No problem. But the result is the same. A win is a win. But my style stops me from getting the shit beat out of me by 90% of the characters those players do not pick Aquaman on because they get raped when they do. So that is the difference. My style is what stops me from getting 5-0'd by somebody's 1 week Nightwing. Somebody could play a style that does a little better in a certain matchup, but that's just not how I play. And that style is not even universal. It's made for one matchup. It's not even like, it's like if they can't do that in every matchup, they just pick, I seriously doubt Wound Cowboy will sit there and grind out Aquaman versus Green Lantern. He'll just go to Sinestro.
You're right. Well, that's the thing. You're an Aquaman main. Like when I say Theo and Cowboy, they might use Aquaman, and Dave included. They might use Aquaman for like 3 matchups. And let's say they get like top 3 at a tournament. You saw them use Aquaman in 2 matches. I would not dare say they're the best Aquaman. Like Rico, he used Aquaman to get him through some top 8 matches at TFC.
Yeah,
I can't say he's the most accomplished Aquaman. I can't say he's the best. I just say that he's probably one of the top 3 hardest that I played recently since June. But you're full on Aquaman main, most accomplished, hands down, Tom.
I mean, they're all good players. I always felt it was
okay. All right, let me ask you this. All right, Dave. Dave, if you ask Playing to Win, who's the best Zod player? He would say M2 Dave. Why? Because he bodied me with Sinestro, and apparently you guys go 5-5.
Yeah, but I mean, that's why I always feel like it's dumb to say.
I wouldn't get upset. I'd be like,
no, it's not about. I just don't like. This is what I like. Even Chaotic the other day, I destroyed him. I beat him really, really bad. But he was like, bad matchup. Oh, wait, what do you mean bad match? It's just one series, dude. Doesn't mean it's a bad match. You lost bad, take your loss, and learn from it. That's all that means. It doesn't mean that Zod beats Killer Frost 7-3 doesn't mean that at all. I just don't like this mentality where people play one series and decide, okay, this
Yeah,
is a
put it
bad
this way.
match.
Put it this way. Until Dave learned how to fight, how I play Aquaman,
Mhm.
I could have played him for a month and never played him again and say, I beat Dave 20-0 for a month straight. And then you know, but you know what I'm saying? The question is when you keep playing someone over and over again and you adapt, then how effective is that style? Or are you going to switch characters?
Oh,
You see
okay,
what I'm
I see.
saying?
I see. I see what you're saying about the whole chaotic thing, but like, I guess what I'm saying in answer to that is, you act like I've never played a Frost player.
No, it's not about that. It's not about. It's just you using like these. You cherry picking these series and determining, okay, this is what the matchup must be, or it doesn't mean because people play different, and I would hope that the game by now is a lot deeper than just playing one series and determining, okay, so this is just bad, I guess.
Well, okay,
I play this guy, and that's what I'm saying. I don't like that.
okay. Well, to defend myself, when I played Rio's Martian Manhunter for the first time, he bodied me maybe something like 23-12 or 23-10, something like that. I can't remember the exact, but I left the match, text him saying that's a 5-5 matchup. Like
Oh,
although I got beat, although I got my head beat in, I could tell that there are things in that matchup that when both players are playing at the highest level, then I think it's a 5-5.
let me qualify it like that. There are people out there that I know are the best versions of whatever the characters they play in the world. I have played players that I know are lesser versions of that character that played them so differently that it actually gave me more problems than the best versions that I play every day. And then I had to play several series, and now I mop those people up badly. But originally, I was like, what the fuck? This is what you're going to do? And so if we went on one set, I would say, well, I mean, the best version of the world doesn't beat me in this match, or we go even. This guy actually beat me, so this guy must be the best. No, but after several series, then we see, okay, now I'm used to this style. Now I know what to do, and I become more of a complete player myself against multiple versions of how a character is played. No, I mean, so
And
I
also, Tom,
feel like
another good point is that that you keep mentioning when we talk privately is sometimes in the series there can be a guy that goes on like a 10 game winning streak. You know that, right? Like
yeah,
you and I play sometimes. We played earlier today, and I think you won like 8 games in a row.
yeah.
So if I think, and what does that say? I mean, it doesn't say anything. It just means okay, you outplayed me probably for 8 games straight. So I just don't like people using like one series to decide matchups and saying okay, this is what the matchup is. This player is good. This one isn't. I just don't like that. That's not
Yeah,
how it should work in my
what we
opinion.
see a lot, to 10 on Dave's point, we see a lot is we'll see people grind a matchup with one particular player, and they'll say, this is the matchup. Then they'll play a different player, maybe not even as good, but he plays so differently that it gives you problems at first. And then they go on that one series and say, nope, I was wrong. This guy, he plays the matchup right. What the fuck do you mean he plays the matchup right? You played one series, play more series, and maybe he doesn't play the matchup right at all. Maybe you just are not used to that style. And that's why the matchup numbers fluctuate. You know, I've played Max Intensity's Bane a lot. I've played several Banes, all different styles, which is how I get the matchup. You know, and I've played them many, 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 many sets. And like Harley's, I played Salt Face's Harley. I played Sonic Fox Harley. Sonic Fox's Harley, I don't think is as good as Salt Face. But at first, even though I mopped him up, it gave me a little more. It gave me more problems at first, simply because it was so different, and I had to adjust to it. It doesn't make it better than him. It just means I had to adjust to it because he literally plays a completely different style. So, and I think this game, characters, for a game that's supposed to be so quote unquote limited or restrictive, characters have so much freedom that there are so many ways you can play your characters, which really means this game you have to spend an in-depth amount of time deciding a matchup. And deciding a matchup is not done by one series or even playing the perceived best version of the character. It's meant to be played against every single possible style out there, which means you got to play several good people a billion times in the matchup to really get what it is. And I think, unlike MK9, where we really didn't have more than one or two people with a character in high level, maybe just one or two. In this game, you got like 20 to 50 people that are all reasonably good with their characters. So you can really get all the experience you want. Online is infinitely more playable, and there's more people playing each version of the character. And I feel like more people are obsessed with either playing one guy to get the matchup score, playing one series against one guy to get a matchup score, or just playing a first to 5 and first to 10 to say, I beat this guy and going next match. And I feel like that's what Dave is talking about.
Yeah, it's like, it's not, it's just like, play more people, just to jump to conclusion. That, that's just my point, I guess. There's really, nothing else to it, really. And it's not, it's not just Pig, by the way. I don't mean to,
Oh,
put you on the
that's fine.
spot.
No, it's fine.
I'm just saying, like, in general, even like Chaotic said, it's like, dude, I think he said how he was playing. He was like, trying to outzone me while my trade was recharging. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, how are you gonna let Zod just recharge his trade for free? You got, you got to do something, And he was just letting me recharge it. I just zoned him, like, hey, if you just want to throw daggers here while my trade is recharging, be my guest. And he just kept on doing that, And of course you're gonna lose because obviously this, the more chances Zod gets to use his trade, the less likely you're going to win. I mean, I think we can all agree on that. So.
Go ahead.
A good example would be Dave. When I play Aquaman, I'm not sitting there jumping as much as someone like One Cowboy because I remember Zod can just backdash, jump back, Zod charge me, reverse positions, and I'm sitting there going, and there is distances where I jump from, but not when he's backdashing and trying to whatever. And Dave was like, well, he was jumping with 3. Like, well, you can't anti-air that if you're down 2, Dave. Dave was like, yeah, but, there was like 10 matches where he kept hitting me for trying to uppercut him. Dave was like, because you don't jump that much anymore. So he goes, well, now I know I can't anti-air. And, sometimes people go through like a learning curve. Like, I first played on Cowboy Sinestro, and he went up 2 games on me, and I was like, oh, okay, this is what he does. He waits for me to try it in first. He's going to stay close, so he's going to give me the running and the mix-ups. So then it was 2-2, and then in the third game, I said, you know what? Let me see if I can just frame Trident him out of that fucking...
Frame Trident.
Well, no one else does it as fast as me, so it's got to be something.
Dude, I don't know. Come on. Just frame Trident? That's an April 2013 myth.
No, it's down to the frame. Have you ever seen anyone else do that on Wake Up? No, they get punched in the face.
Everybody.
Get the fuck out. They get punched in the fucking face.
I'm pretty sure I do it.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen someone go, oh yeah, just frame Trident, and Enrico gets up with the lightning shock and it hits them. I'm like, yeah, man, that shit is just frame, brother. Yes, sir. No, it's not.
Tom, your just frame Trident is about as legit as low gunshots within 2, Dave.
Cause have you ever seen half of the shit I just?
Now I gotta say something about that. Man, I gotta get something off my chest, man.
Uh-oh.
Can I say something about the Deathstroke forum on my Abby?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. This is the Deathstroke forum. These are the guys who can, and this is just for today. So they can react to Killer Frost. Can you guys react to Killer Frost Forward 3 on reaction?
No.
They can. Can you guys? Let's see what else they said. I forgot what else they said, but dude, it's craziness after craziness every day in that.
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna do a Mythbusters right now. Pig, I challenge you to go in practice mode, not set Doomsday to do his up venom, and do forward 2 1+3 knockdown, and try to Trident him out of that. We'll put that just frame Trident to the fucking test.
Okay. I'm gonna come on my PS3.
Good luck, sir.
Wait.
All right, but then you gotta do it too.
Tom, wait.
Easy.
Tom,
I do it I do it in tournament. What the fuck you talking about?
I'm about to hook this up.
Tom, if he does it, is he the best Aquaman?
Yes, he is.
Oh my god! All right, hold on. I gotta get my. Yeah, keep going.
No, I just want to say. Okay, let me ask you guys: is Deathstroke, and I want to hear it from everybody, is Deathstroke better or worse in this version? And I'm gonna start with Brio.
Start with me last.
You wanna go last?
Yeah.
Okay. Tom.
Better or worse than what? Vanilla?
No, not Vanilla. I'm saying what he was before. Not Vanilla. We all know Vanilla is the best, but
he's better.
He's better. Okay. Pig.
I would say he's better by the nerfs that happened, and I kind of like the trait thing.
All right, Rio.
Better.
But you guys are aware that
Our answers didn't suffice.
no, okay, I'm just saying the trait, even though it's faster, like it's faster by a lot.
What about you, Dave? You didn't give your opinion.
I think he's
about to.
worse. I think he got nerfed, man. For real.
What? Why? What? Why?
Dude, listen up. The trait. I'll play. Okay, here's the thing.
So wait, hold on. Giving a character extra armor on his super, and giving him a faster trait so he can pop off unblockable strings in the corner. It's worse.
No, here's the deal. The trait shots only do 3%, and
But what
the
about your
trait
unblockable
lasts
string in
twice.
the corner that you get off so easily now?
It's not easily against whom?
Do a knockdown and go into trait.
Dude, are you kidding me?
They're gonna have to do something.
Here's the deal. I fight playing to win. I mean Deathstroke for a little bit with Zod. Here's what and this is some of the statements he makes. He's like, Dave, why are you outzoning me with an unzoning character? I'm like, dude. He's like, why does a low laser do more chip than low gunshots?
Why is Deathstroke labeled as a zoner?
He's
That's
not, but
what
he's
I
trying
want.
like, dude. He has to get in on a character that like completely outranges him though.
I don't ever lose to Deathstroke players that try to zone me. The only Deathstrokes that sometimes beat me are ones that have footsies and can rush me down a little bit.
But this is the thing. Even at mid range, though, Zod has more range than he does. I mean,
But still, I mean, I'm sorry.
no. I'm saying, I know, like, but that's the thing, though. Like, Deathstroke is obviously meant to be a zoning character, considering his bad movement, his low damage, etc., etc., etc. So why is he being forced to play like like something he's not?
Wait, Tom, what am I doing against Doomsday?
You're going to set Doomsday to do Wake Up Attack, Upward Venom,
Okay.
and you're going to knock him down with your forward 2, 1+3, and you're going to try to Trident him at least 95% of the time before he can get up.
Wait, now there's a percentage I have to do?
But it's just frame. You have to. It's got to be. It's very difficult to do.
All right, I got this. Wake up, upward. You guys keep talking. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, man. I think the Deathstroke forum, there's good players in there, but they gotta be smarter with what they're saying, man. Like, I don't know anybody who can react to Killer Frost forward 3 or reaction. I mean, it's just sometimes frustrating reading some of that stuff, man. Because you try to look for information, maybe you kind of think, okay, maybe Deathstroke isn't that bad. I'm just trying to learn, and then you read stuff like that, and I was like, what? I mean, it's just.
Hey, we should do a Deathstroke hour just for you.
Dude, I told you, man, I'm done with that character. I'm using Zod, I'm happy with where I'm with the character. I'm learning, I'm having fun with the game. I'm using a good character now. I'm really happy about that.
His Deathstroke was a good character.
No,
Tom, you can't do that. He's got too many wake invincibility frames.
No, I do it every time. Get the fuck out of here. Yes, you can.
Don't say you do it every time. You also said you punish Doomsday the Earthshaker every time.
Dude, I mop that character up now. People should
Oh
pay
my
me.
God! Don't say that live.
I do. I do. People should pay me to not go in the lab. When I go in the lab on something, it's a problem. Doomsday, I think, is super mid-tier. It's middle of the mid.
I honestly think Zod beats him 6'4". Sorry to throw out a number, Dave, but I think Zod beats him 6'4".
No, I can agree with
you
that.
can consistently. Yeah, Doomsday can't get up. You can consistently do that every time.
Every time in every form that I post the matchup number from now on, I'm going to tag General M2 Dave and throw in an apology.
No, it's not about, man. Remember, I don't care if you give numbers. That's fine. I give numbers too. I just don't like to, for you to like, okay, like people play a match and you start deciding, what the matchup is based on other people. Just play yourself, and if you really believe it, then it is what it is. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So the you guys want to move on to the PC Vita version? You guys have anything to say about that? Me personally, I go out of town like 3 days out of the week for work. So now I get to take my Vita and my PC and play online with my 4G Verizon card. Like I'm actually, I could just learn new characters like on the road. That's awesome. I'm happy about that.
This is the new version, right? Coming out in November.
Yeah, that comes with all the skins and the DLC and stuff. Like I'm actually very, very pleased with that. I mean, I can actually take my laptop now, this really nice laptop, to like Reno's house and have a new setup because you can plug your PS2 adapter into the laptop now, USB, So I have like a walking setup. It's awesome. Like, I'm
Also
really
on
happy about
PS4,
that.
correct?
Do what?
Yes,
Also on
PS4. It will be.
PS4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it will be on
yeah.
PS. What is the complete name of the game? Is it Ultimate Edition or something like that, or is it completed? I forgot.
I think it's Game of the Year.
No, is it Game of the Year or is it Ultimate? I
I
forgot.
I don't think it's Ultimate. I think it's just called Game of the Year. I don't know. I'll
Oh, okay.
check. Hey,
So
so what
that
else
is,
you
yeah, that is. I'm just gonna say that is nice, but I guess it also means that they probably, at least for now, done with the patching of the game. Probably,
Mhm.
aside from maybe the fixes. I don't know. What do you
Yeah.
guys think? Because it probably that's what it means, though.
There's a fix to that bug with alternate controls where you get
Mhm.
push block because what's happening is when you go alternate control, meter burn is saved being used,
Yep.
which is why you'll be holding back and you'll get it, but that's going to be fixed.
Oh, so that's just gonna be like a minor, like a hot fix, right?
I believe so. I'm not sure how they're going to fix it, but they
Oh,
do
okay.
know about it. I don't know if
Hey,
people are complaining about it.
so I think they're going to be done with the game. I don't think there's going to be any more DLC characters. I'm actually really interested why that Black Canary thing was leaking around. I don't know if there was like this big, let's see who's better, is the antenna and Black Canary, who comes up more polished, and let's see who we release. But I thought the Black Canary, I mean, you just don't pay designers to design Black Canary and then not use it. I mean, maybe you do, but I mean, I just thought it was kind of weird that they had all that official shit come out and they didn't release it. So I don't know.
Well, let me ask you, what do you guys think about? It's not on. It's not going to be on Xbox One. What do you guys think about it coming out for a next gen console? Do you think that more people will want to start playing on that as opposed to, 360 or?
I think it's cool for it to be on PS4 only because the PS4 is not going to have a fighting game until that new Guilty Gear game comes out. So you're going to have Xbox One's going to have Killer Instinct, and which is why I'm buying an Xbox One hands down. And then I'm not going to be buying a PS4 for a long time until MK10 probably comes out, and then I'll have both for both competitions. But I have no plans to buy PS4 until MK10 comes out. But my first system will be Xbox One. But back to your question, Injustice being on PS4 is interesting because it'll be the only fighting game at that time. So for people who buy it, they might be more, we might get some more new players because of it. Now, what's interesting is there's no fighting stick announced that's compatible yet for the PS4, and there's no announcement if there's going to be any musical or visual enhancements or online enhancements. And actually, Maximilian posted a really good question video, like 5 minutes long, about this, and he wants answers from NRS if it's going to be graphically enhanced or online enhanced or whatever.
I think I think it's a good idea because, like I said, I'm probably not gonna buy either one at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
either console, because I think, last when PS3 came out, I spent like $800, whatever, and then I didn't get the library that I wanted of games, so I'm just gonna wait a little bit. But I think the interesting thing is I think that it being on PS4 could, like you said, could bring in new players, and I think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Rio, are you buying anything, or are you just gonna wait it out?
No comment.
Okay.
I'll be, with the Xbox One, Killer Instinct. I think, like you mentioned, I think it'll bring players to the game. It's a launch title. It's, so obviously it'll be available, and you have guys that. But I was curious the tournament scene because you'll be playing on the PS4 pad. So obviously, if tournaments are on 360 or PS3, you can't bring your PS4 controller.
Well, honestly,
And
I don't. Are you? I don't think it's even gonna be played on PS4 though, because you have to think like it's gonna be expensive when it first comes out.
yeah,
It's
but I
gonna.
mean, if you get into the game on PS4, you don't have access to use a PS2 controller with converter or
True. But is it
so-
is it just a matter of time though before that comes compatible sooner or later? I would assume.
Better.
Yeah, but it's gonna be. I mean, not at the beginning, but
I mean, I'll say this: if it loads faster, and there's no slowdown, and they got rid of the bug with the controller select or control configuration, as I say, I could see people using that for tournament, just to get a next-gen console, whatever. So
But it would be expensive for tournament organizers, though, wouldn't it be?
it would, but not like maybe like a more pro style league or something like that,
Oh, okay, like maybe MLG or something like that.
Or whenever
Yeah.
whenever new consoles come out, there's always leagues that spawn up, that receive endorsement deals to do like a 1 year kind of league just to kind of get the next gens out there. So, I can see something like that. I'm very disappointed in the fact that, well, let me tell you right now, one thing that I think is the absolute best thing in this patch is that now there's double random and it actually gets both stage. The fact that we finally have a fucking stage rule that everybody's happy with, I think that is huge. So definitely kudos to NetherRealm for that.
Tom, what about this? I heard when you made that comment in your profile, I think one of the users that was complaining was, I think his name is Take a Chance.
Yes.
He was saying that he's just very upset, I guess, that he's I believe a Nightwing player who's very upset because he perceives the game to favor power characters. What do you think about that?
I think it sucks when Batgirl puts you in the corner and takes your entire fucking life bar because she has a loop on Metropolis in the corner with that damn bomb. I mean, his justification was, well, power characters, they can just throw shit at you anywhere.
Don't start Batman, anyone?
Yeah, I mean, like, so his justification was basically, while throwing the interactable at you never really guarantees anything, and most OTGs are in the corners only for these power characters. But these, he don't start a combo with the interactable, but he's just like, but for us to, so it's never a guarantee unless it's an OTG, and then it's basically hit you with a combo first. She's like, but these gadget characters, they get their full combo and then a reset bomb and the full combo again. That might be 100%, but it's only in the corners. Shut the fuck up. With Batgirl, you are dead with Batgirl. The match is over. Get out of here.
Yeah, I think people have to really start using meter burn. As Zoiber would put it, meter burn back 3 on reaction or whatever to interactables, because the damages that you take down is like cut in half now, right?
And they have invincibility frames. They can jump over you and then do the bomb, and you can't hit. Like, you'll go to anti-air them, psych bomb, and then you get comboed because they have invincibility frame. Dude, get the fuck out of here. It's a good balance, I can't tell you how many times a gadget character has jumped over me in the corner. I try to hit them, and I get launched and comboed. So now I got to start forward dashing. So get out of here. Get out of here. That is just as powerful. It's just a different way. I mean, why should a gadget character be able to throw every interactable and then plant unblockable launchers in almost every corner? That doesn't sound very fair to me at all.
I think there's only one character that's really cheap with interactables, and I'm not going to name him.
Yeah, I'm not going to name him either.
Wait, hold on a minute. Get this. Listen to what I'm just saying here. Hold on. You know how I was just saying that every Superman player is fighting for their life now against Green Lantern? Jrosa eliminates KDZ 2-0 with Green Lantern.
When?
Last week.
Oh, last week? Okay.
Wait. Oh, what? Wait. Jrosa beat him again 2 weeks in a row?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I actually had it pulled up right here, and I'm only watching it. Wait, so what was the matchup?
Superman versus Green Lantern.
Oh, wait. I need to back up. Last week, it was Jrosa versus Fran, who's actually playing. Fran and Jrosa are actually playing right now, so that's actually, I'm watching that in the background while we continue to talk. But yeah. So while we're talking and watching these matches or whatever, what do you guys think? Which characters took the biggest rises, and what characters took the biggest hits? I think Lobo was one of the biggest risers from the patch.
Hold on a minute. I want to get your take on this. What do you think about that? Right now, we were just talking about people who supposedly have these great footsies,
Mhm.
with Superman, and now, let's be serious here. When did Forward 2 ever whiff? I mean, I'm not saying KDZ's not going to adjust. Obviously, he will. I mean, a Superman player would be fucking lying if they said, I don't even notice that Forward 2 distance. It's a huge problem. And now we're seeing that Superman, that he cannot bully you, and that Superman's like, wait a minute, you outrange me? Welcome to the rest of the game, Superman.
Well, just to be fair though, and I think Pig knows what I'm talking about here. These Green Lantern players have to stop acting like their character sucks. I'm so
Dave,
sick of
you're
that.
going off the fucking point, damn it. My
No,
point is,
dude, listen, no. This is the point. This is the point. If you win with Green Lantern at mid range, you're supposed to win, dude. He's freaking ridiculous at mid
my
range.
point is,
Of
when have
course
you
you're
seen?
gonna win. You're gonna lose with a
I'm
back
watching
one. How are you gonna lose?
Superman. Look at this. I'm watching Superman get rushed down by Green Lantern. When have we ever seen
Yeah,
that?
me too.
Well, you were gonna see it. I think honestly, even pre-patch, man. I'm just gonna say that back one, man. That's the best normal in the game. That's all I'm gonna say.
Jrosa was down a full life bar and a half and came back and won.
I don't want to. Jrosa is nasty with his lantern.
Jrosa looks so
No,
good.
they fixed Superman, so now he just can't forward 2-3 the shit out of you all day long. Green
Say the skill
Lantern.
gap was removed.
Green Lantern. My point is, Green Lantern now outranges Superman, and I don't. I mean, KDZ will obviously adjust, but I don't think Superman players even know what it means to say the words, "I get outranged."
True.
Oh,
That is true. But hey,
no.
back to Pig's point. I think Lobo, probably the most buffed character and the most nerfed, is obviously Black Adam and Deathstroke.
I don't think Black Adam was. I think Black Adam's fine.
You think he's fine?
Yeah,
Should we go into this again, or
Think who's fine?
I think Black Adam's fine right now.
They're both fine. They're both fine. They're both fair, by the way the game is. I was sick and tired of watching Superman forward 2-3 the shit out of you and you have no options. Welcome to options, Superman players. Black Adam players I'll say this. Black Adam players are better off than Superman players because Black Adam players still had to reasonably have some form of defense, run away, good, whatever. Superman, just round one fight, forward 2, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And then forward 2-3 breath, and guess what? Forward 2-3 breath again. And forward 2-3 breath again. You have to mash a button and put your entire life bar on the line. Now you can just walk backwards, and Superman always whiffs. Not only that, round one fight, green. Oh man, I love it. I love this game. Thank God they fixed that.
Hold on,
True.
let me ask Rio. Rio, most buffed and most nerfed. Go ahead.
Most buffed Lobo.
What about most nerfed?
Scorpion.
Dude, come on. No, seriously,
Plus
man,
5 string was pretty big.
dude, you're not gonna go with, I don't know, Black Adam, Superman, maybe even Deathstroke?
Deathstroke, no.
I think Scorpion is actually probably the worst character in the game.
Really?
I could be wrong, but looking at everybody in the game, I mean I could be wrong, but it just kind of feels like that in a weird way.
I can't even say what the worst character is.
I heard.
It hurts me to say it, but I don't know.
Hold on a second. I heard that Perfect Legend is using, casually at least, Scorpion again. He's doing well, so I think you guys don't think that Shazam is the worst. I think
I don't.
They gave him that buff with the launcher, and it's not even safe. How are you gonna do that? Your Black Adam is the same thing with more range and it's +3. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't understand that. I think Shazam is the worst in my opinion. Even Joker, man, that crowbar buff.
Joker's good.
Meter burn buff, dude. That thing knocks down for you're on the ground for 3 seconds, man.
Yeah.
That's really, really good. I think Shazam, they could have done more with him. So I think he should have been buffed more, but I don't know.
What do you think, Rio?
Wait, were you asking me who was nerfed in general or for this specific patch?
For the
Who'd you say
specific,
who'd you say is worse in the game?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
is it Deathstroke?
No, it's not Deathstroke, Dave.
What about Scorpion?
I don't know. I mean, Scorpion's pretty good in some matchups.
Okay. Do you honestly think it's Shazam for the reasons that I talked about?
Shazam's pretty good in some matchups too.
Okay.
Hey, Tom, talk about your regional that you won. What were some of the hardest matchups that you had? And just talk about some of the people that came out and participated in the tournament.
When I got put in losers, I think I made a complete mockery of the tournament.
What do you mean? What'd you do?
I won 2-0, 2-0, 3-0, got to the grand finals. I said, tell the stream I apologize for the non-competitive grand final, then won 3-1, 3-1. And the reason why I was so hell-bent on dominating is...
Skill gap.
First of all, they're all really good players. Let me just say Blackula, who's beaten Chris G. He plays top 16. I think his Green Lantern has improved phenomenally. Mr. Aquaman, obviously the best Ares player in the world. A whole bunch of other good players that were there as well. My whole point is, this is what Superman and Black Adam did. When you see a guy who didn't even make it out of pools at the last major, once again losing to Superman, you would say, this guy, guy that didn't get out of pool should not be beating the bejesus out of top 16 consistent placers. You would say, how can this guy should be placing, me or anyone, should be placing top 3, top 5. The problem is, tournaments literally became, when do you run into Black Adam or Superman at what point? And that dictates the results. Not for everybody, like Pig says, he doesn't really have a problem, but for most of the cast, that is the way. And, dude, have you ever seen the Wednesday night fights results? 99% of them are Superman, 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 Black Adam, Black Adam, Superman, Superman. Have you ever seen the rundown of the winners? Have you ever seen Next Level rundown? Black Adam, Black Adam, Black Adam. Have you ever seen the break rundown? Superman, 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 Black Adam, Black Adam. Have you ever seen the last few major rundown? Because Suave wins Summer Jam. The Kitties even wins Evo. They're like, yeah, Superman. Because Suave wins Summer Jam, and they're like, yeah, bro, no Superman. So when Black Adam doesn't win the next tournament, Superman wins the next tournament. Those two fucking characters alternating, winning every fucking tournament. I mean, so I think that tournament really showed that there are players that are very good that Superman and Black Adam just keeps the fucking oppression on. I think the good thing about that tournament that was really cool is that these guys like Blackula, Mr. Aquaman, they're pretty good friends of mine. And in MK9, they Blackula played Kenji, but Mr. Aquaman, he played Rain. Obviously, Smartgasm knows all about the pain of playing that character, no matter what Foxy Grandpa says. But he plays Ares, and he's become a pretty consistent top 16 guy. And with these new buffs, I'm looking forward to see what he can do with them. So it was pretty good because it shows the balance of injustice. Most of the time, with a game like MK9, you could just pick like a power character and steamroll through a lot of these tournaments, no matter who was using what character. But all these guys have become pretty formidable. No matter who they pick. Mr. Aquaman picks Ares, but he's still very formidable. Blackula obviously picks Green Lantern, which he was a retarded character too. But I mean, it's just cool because we're seeing that a lot of guys who were not really those upper echelon guys in MK9, give good fights in tournaments, beat good players, eliminate them, knock them into losers, and make it out of pools. So it was really cool to play in a regional tournament that had so many good players. Showtime even came from Houston as well, who's a phenomenal player. He played very well, I felt.
Who does he use?
He used Batman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, in all seriousness, I think Blackula is one of the most improved players I've seen, as is Mr. Aquaman.
Well, he's always Mr. Aquaman. He's always been good. Just like obviously that Ares Superman matchup was just so devastating. That.
But I mean, look.
He could run into probably a Superman scrub and still lose. That's how bad that matchup was.
But I mean, look at a game like MK9, where he played Rain. Who fucking cares what he did? Now he plays Ares, but he's able to do well. I mean, he's got some big wins, plays top 16. Blackula, same thing. Blackula, he eliminated Chris G. So, and there's a Hawkgirl player that's in that area as well. His name is Dark Steel. He's that Hawkgirl that put Chris G in losers. In my opinion, he's probably one of the top Hawkgirls I've ever played. And he's really helped me out in that match, So it's just really cool to see a lot of my close friends actually be really high level in this game, and be able to compete with them at some of these tournaments and them actually be more key players. Whereas
I think,
MK9, it wasn't the case.
I think NEC is such a crapshoot of who's going to make top 8. It's going to heavily depend on bracketology and people's bad matchups and stuff. I think most tournaments you can attribute a lot to bracketology, but when you get to like top 4, top 5, those are the people who kind of separate themselves. And I think NEC is just going to be a massive war. You got like Theo, Godspeed, Tyrant. Like I don't even call Tyrant. I call him Grundy now. It's funny. Those guys are coming out. I think all the Midwest is coming. I know I'm trying. Well, actually, no, I will be there. I think a lot of Florida always comes. I think it's going to be massive. It's going to be massive. I expect over 150, 175 people at NEC. I definitely do. And yeah. I'll be shocked if it's not at least 150.
I'll be honest with you. I used to be terrified of bracketology. Now I do not give a fuck about it whatsoever.
Dude, you play Aquaman. Man.
Literally, it was like my curse, man. I was like, of course, Black Adam. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Put him.
I couldn't imagine the fear I would have if I were a Sub-Zero main going to an MK9 major and a 200-man major. Yeah. It's like there's going to be some. There's going to be some. You're going to run in a bad matchup like every game.
I never said anything during the course of my losing streak to Black Adam, but I just felt like I just couldn't win. I just felt like I just couldn't win no matter what I did.
So you feel good? You feel good now?
Yeah.
What do you think about that matchup now?
It reversed. Say for Aquaman, it reversed.
Interesting.
Let me just say one. Let me just ask a question before you guys get into the matchups. Hey, Pig, I'm watching the stream right now, and they're playing on the Aquaman stage. And the dude was tossing the crystal ball in the whiff. Does that ever happen to you?
Do
your interactables ever whiff when you play with your character?
My character, nah.
Nah, never happens, right? Okay.
Nah, I don't know why, but it doesn't happen with my character. For some reason, when I use my character, it's like people forget to move. They just sit there. I don't understand why they're just so locked down.
Okay, right. Okay, I love that answer. Answer.
I mean, maybe there's like somebody like holding their buttons on their side. I don't know.
Let me ask Tom. Tom, who do you think are Aquaman's toughest matches right now? You know what? Obviously it was Black Adam before, but what do you think about right now?
Well, I think about Black Adam before. Rico obviously was a phenomenal. I don't mean to say this about Rico, but I mean there are people that just play the pocket Black Adam. Yeah. Well, I have to say this because I don't want Rico to get mad at me. Okay. So let me just say that I don't really mean this pertains so much to Rico, but there are people that wouldn't even put 1/10 of the dedication that Rico did into Black Adam, and they could just pick him up and get good results, in that match. Aquaman's toughest matches now. Aquaman only has his toughest matches are 5-5s, and that's it. He has 0 losing matchups.
What are some of the 5-5s in your opinion? Like, give me three matches that you think are 5-5 that are difficult for him.
Nightwing takes a lot of guessing there. That's a 5-5 match.
I like that you said that. What about Green Lantern? Is that 4-6 or 5-5?
6-4 Aquaman.
6-4 Aquaman?
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, you know more, but in that match, regard. But
Green
Lanterns,
I don't know. I've played them all, and the Green Lanterns have a very bad record against me.
Let me ask you something. Green Lantern has the best chance of punishing Trident Rush. What do you think about that?
I don't use it.
Okay, I like that.
I mean, I do sometimes.
That's a big tool, man. I mean,
only if I have trait to cover it up.
But I'm pretty positive you can do back one lift, and the trait doesn't matter.
It does matter. Yeah, you can trade up because it's preemptive. I would say Raven is definitely a good fight. Raven played correctly anyway.
I think Zod is 5-5.
Zod's an even fight. Raven, Zod, Nightwing, Lantern. Well, at 6 for Aquaman, you're gonna fight.
Just for the record, I think Denzel believes that matchup is 5-5.
Which matchup?
Green Lantern against Aquaman. He's very sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, it's I'd say it's 6 for Aquaman, and then Manhunter is even. Manhunter's even, Zod's even, Nightwing's even, Raven I'd say is even.
What about Batgirl?
Oh my gosh, 7-3
Really?
Aquaman.
Really? Is it that bad? Okay.
Yeah,
She
7-3
can't
Aquaman.
even start the vortex on him because she can just.
Yeah, I mean,
block.
just let me look at the names here. Killer Frost is even, Nightwing is even.
Doesn't Chaotic say that she actually wins that match? That's what he says. So.
I would say Raven is even, Zod is even.
Does he have any losing matchups?
No. Manhunter is even. He's got 5 even matchups.
Do you think he's number 1 in the game?
Do I think he's number 1?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Manhunter and Zod both make convincing cases. I don't know who beats those characters either.
I think Zod is definitely in the top 3, top 5 discussion, no question.
I agree. The thing is,
I've been saying that since July 2nd, by the way.
I mean, Aquaman's been out since release. Zod players haven't had the same amount of time as Aquaman players to develop. So it could be potentially that Zod is actually even better once you guys have had more time.
I think Zod is very, very good.
This guy Dave is the biggest fucking down. Please comment. Hold on a second. We have to bring Rio in on this because Dave, who claims to never downplay, made a thread saying Zod was mediocre. Now,
That's true.
Take him to task, Rio.
Hold on.
Take him to task.
No. Rio, hold on. You can flame me later, but Rio, tell me about Martian Manhunter and his bad matchups.
I don't know. Too soon.
But is there anybody you fight you think, you know what, this character is definitely tougher for me than, some of the other ones that I fight? Yes? No?
Not really.
Not really? Okay, then tell me, what do you see Martian Manhunter? Because, a lot of people, they, like, that character is still, like, pretty unknown to, like, most people, I would say. They don't know how good he really is. Everybody says, he's tough, but when you ask them why, like, they can't really tell. Like, what do you see him? Is he top 3, top 5?
I have no idea. It's too soon.
Too soon? Okay. Alright, that's fair enough. Dude, Pig, Zod?
Yeah.
Zod is not better than Aquaman. Come on, man, you know that. Zod is not better. He cannot be better. Dude, Zod, Aquaman blows up some characters really, really bad. Like Sinestro is fucking horrible. Even I can beat playing to will with my Aquaman. Aquaman against Batgirl, horrible. There's really some matches where the Aquaman is just like that's why I'm gonna use him as a secondary because he's so strong in certain matchups that you kind of have to pick him if you're a tournament player, in my opinion. So
yeah, I agree with that.
Even Theo, he's using Aquaman right now.
Yep.
Hold on,
Rico Suave.
Harley Quinn, I have a 7-3 matchup. Yet Saltface has beat the shit out of every other Aquaman player.
But
Rico
this is the thing. Okay,
Rico Suave is a good Aquaman. I remember CEO when he beat his Black Adam with Scorpion. Rico used Aquaman to beat Deg Scorpion, and Deg put him in losers with Harley versus Aquaman. There are matchups that I consider Aquaman winning 7-3 that other Aquaman players can't even win.
But look, Rico Suave is not an Aquaman player, though.
I know. My point is, though, Aquaman is not a natural counter pick to a Batgirl. Well, maybe more so a Batgirl than Harley. But just because it's 7-3 doesn't mean pick up the character, side the character, pull him out in said matchup. No.
I know, but if a really good player is using him though in a bad match, in a very good match, then he's gonna win, man. I mean,
You're going to
just
have to 7-3 Harley at the level of someone like Saltface. You're going to have extensive time in that match at that level. And I mean extensive time. Enough time that you'd probably say, I'd probably use my main over Aquaman.
all right. You may have a good point. I'm just saying, dude. What about Sinestro, man? You know that matchup is really, really bad.
It is bad.
How can I? And you know my Aquaman. I mean, we never played a match because you know we don't know mirrors, but you know my Aquaman can't be that good, and I do better with Aquaman than I do with Zod, dude. You know how much time I've spent with Zod now?
Well, I don't know that
Are
playing
you
to
serious?
window.
Oh, are you serious?
What?
You do better with your Aquaman versus his Sinestro than you do your Zod?
Absolutely. He cannot
Oh my
touch me.
God.
I beat him like 10-1, 10-2. He can't do
That sucks.
anything. Well, what is he supposed to do? He can't win a mid range.
Yeah.
I take away all his meter because he can't. He has to push block the.
Yeah, I know. The meter
So
burn.
meter burn Trident. When he's far away, I just chip into death with the. I don't care about trades. He does 6. I do 8 plus 2%.
Yeah.
What is he supposed to do?
That's a 7-3 matchup.
That's what I mean, though. Like, if I can do it, why can't somebody else do it? And honestly, I don't even use Aquaman a lot. The only person I emulate is Tom Brady. I just emulate you. What I see from you, I just do it, and it works. So
Yeah.
it's not rocket science, man. It can be
But
done.
then you have a Sinestro player like Wound, who has.
Okay, I know he has a lot more experience, but if you know what to do, though, you should still be fine.
Yes, if you know exactly what to do, then
But
that character
players will be prepared, man. If they travel, they put a lot of money in the like hotel. They should be prepared. They will be.
I'm here
I
saying
agree.
right now, I could be totally wrong. There on this matchup, on Aquaman's matchups, I could play Blind Ducky tomorrow or next week, and he finds something new that beats Aquaman, and I'll say, well, Raven beats him. It's so easy for me to sit here right now and say, yeah, Aquaman loses no matchups when as experienced as I am.
But Tom, it's not about that. We're just talking about the matches where he's really, really good.
But
really,
I'm just saying,
really
yeah.
good.
But I'd be lying if I said I knew every matchup in and out. I'd be full of shit because I do not. But there's a lot of stuff that's going to change. Everything we said in this podcast is kind of like predictions sure to go wrong. It's all going to change.
Not necessarily, though. I mean, we're not exactly, noobs. I mean, we know exactly who the better characters in the game are. I mean, come on.
But I mean, the only character that I think is going to fall in the tier list is Doomsday. He's going to fall hard.
Okay.
Tom, when you play newbie next, can I get a Tom Brady guarantee?
Yeah, you can get a Tom Brady guarantee. What's funny is when I was playing him, he beat me 8 straight. And then I was like, hey, I have an idea. And then I beat him 6 straight. And I go, hey, man, this is working pretty good. And he goes, I just beat you 8 straight. I was like, you just lost 6 straight. What the fuck are you talking? I was like, what I was doing was the simplest of simples. So I went home, and I was like, I'm not going to play this game anymore anyway. I don't care. I'm not going to take Doomsday into the lab for what I'm going to quit. And then I read the patch notes, and I was like, well, I might stick around after all.
Hey, Rio, what's on your mind? You've been quiet tonight.
Is he even here? Rio, are you there?
Where's Rio? Where's Rio?
Rio disappeared. Ellipse warp. Ares warp out. Rio, are you there, man? Where you at?
All right. Well, we're looking for Rio. Tom, we got one word for you.
Yeah.
Barnabas. Go.
So let me explain the story of Barnabas Collins, why he's my. So when I went over to Microsoft to do some stuff with KI,
that's news.
And well, can't fully talk about it yet, but
you kind of just did.
I said I was in the building. Yeah, I didn't give any details. But on the way back, on the plane, I got access to all these movies for free. So I was like, oh, Dark Shadows, I'll check this movie out. And I don't know why, I thought it was hilarious, the whole Barnabas Collins thing. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go buy 360 and I'm going to make my name Barnabas Collins. I'm going to make a new gamer tag because I'm going to do it on the PS. Because then I have to re-unlock everything and I'll fucking kill myself if I do that.
Yeah.
So then I went on, I was going to do it on Twitter, like, how Rio's like Alien or whatever when he was Scorpion, but it wouldn't fit. So I was like, well, how do I really show the hilarious face of Barnabas Collins? So then I was like, well, I'll do it on Skype. So whenever I go on a show, all people see is this fucking portrait of Johnny Depp posing as Barnabas. So
It was awesome.
yeah, it was a funny movie.
Did you feel like Barnabas at the time?
I did.
You did? Okay, yeah. Because when I first saw it, I was like, I bet Tom was like really upset or something. He felt like he was archaic or something all of a sudden, so he went with Barnabas.
No, I do. Oh, by the way, has anybody seen that movie Gravity yet? Have you seen it?
No, I'm going to go see it tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I have been MIA for 5 to 6 days because, as I told you guys earlier in a private call, I've been watching Breaking Bad.
all right, yeah.
Breaking Bad episode 1, season 1. Like Lord the Flyer Mike would call me and be like, now I'm in the fucking zone. Don't call me right now. Like every one of my friends, I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. Like I just hang up the phone because I'm watching it on my iPhone or like my laptop and I'm just busy. And I've never seen Breaking Bad for 5 or 6 years. I heard I need to watch Breaking Bad, so I finished season 3 today. I watched 3 seasons in 5 days. So yeah. I'll be done probably in 2 days.
So after watching the break tournament, Rico Suave, one congratulations to him, by the way. Rosa getting second. Let's not ever say that someone like KDZ is washed up and that they nerf Superman. It's going to take a considerable amount of time in the lab to get you. I'm going to sit here and back up KDZ here. I already knew when I saw that forward 2, Superman players are fucked for a small period of time because they are not used to whiffing. And that move whiffs a lot now. KDZ was a straight bulldozer with Superman. He's going to come in and he's going to shove that fucking move down your throat. Problem is that move that gets shoved down your throat now fucks him in the ass, basically. So he has to learn how to reuse it, which is going to take some time. Doesn't mean he's washed up. Doesn't mean he's a fraud. It's just his style. He's going to have to adjust and relearn the range.
Well, he may also have to switch characters if Superman is vastly different.
I don't think he'll need to switch. He just has to relearn the range. And Rico Suave obviously is going to lose the Black Adam at a point, and people are going to say, "Oh, fraud," yada yada, which is ridiculous. I mean, he's just going to have to learn what to do with his character. What I really want to know is, you, Pig, have one of the best local scenes down there in Atlanta. And talk to us about your local scene down there. You guys have a decent amount of tournaments down there.
Okay, well, I think Reno Rax is getting ready to make his huge announcement, and I think he could do it as early as this Thursday. But it's going to be very good. It involves a lot of you guys on the call. You guys probably don't know it yet, but it will involve you guys, and it involves a lot of people in the community, but it's actually going to affect the whole community in a big way. And I don't know. I think Atlanta has one of the strongest, most vibrant injustice scenes out there right now. I mean, we're currently meeting at Reno's house on Friday nights. I can never go because I always work Friday nights. So like 20 to 25 of those guys meet every Friday night and have weekly tournaments, and we stream them. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the top 8s are changing every week. We just had Glass Sword beat Smargasm, last Friday, and we had Trey Pound getting second, Sawface getting first. I mean, Sawface is a perennial top Atlanta player. I mean, people get that now.
Yeah.
And Clint got third place. All of a sudden, he knocked. I think he's the one that knocked Smar out in losers. So Clint's
what is the next sword up now by beating Smargasm?
Well, we were talking about that. We can't decide if that's worthy of a sword placement.
I mean,
we don't know. I mean, he needs to deliver. I go back to UFGT. Do you guys remember that he was up 1 game on Forever King, and he was 1 hit away from beating Forever King 2-0 in the Doomsday Mirror and UFGT?
What comes after Iron?
we have it written down. It's iron. I think it's steel sword.
Don't you think you missed like bronze, copper? Don't you think you missed?
Well,
He should be copper sword right now, and then get
so you're
promoted to bronze sword.
so you're basically saying he's a fraudulent iron sword.
Yeah, he should be copper sword for right now.
Maybe
And
that's
then,
why every time he uses the iron sword name, he gets bodied. But when he uses glass sword, he makes like good upsets. And
yeah,
maybe we do need to throw him in that copper range.
he's copper, but now that he got this win, first he was wood, first he was glass, then he got promoted to wood, and then after beating Trey Pound, he was copper, and now after beating Spargasm, he's bronze sword.
Okay, all right, I'll deliver the good news.
Yeah,
But,
it's like I think that the final sword should be adamantium sword.
yeah, adamantium sword is if he has to win a major, and so if he ever wins a major, he's adamantium sword. So
Well,
we'll
hold
see how
on
that
now.
goes.
That's not set so high. How about if he wins a battle of brew?
No, you just jumped like 5 or 6
Yeah, I know.
classifications.
What if he wins a regional, like a
Okay,
stacked regional, a stacked
that-
regional?
probably. Okay, if he wins a stacked regional, I don't know, maybe steel sword or diamond sword.
Like, what if he goes to that tournament you guys are going to in Tennessee and wins that?
Steel or diamond sword. Steel or diamond sword. If he got top 3 at NEC, he would probably be Excalibur.
Yeah, he'd be right below adamantium.
Yeah, we give him some Excalibur knowledge. I mean that'd be hot.
Yeah,
Um,
he'd be Excalibur sword.
yeah.
Yeah, but you have one of the best local scenes, and Dave over at Console Combat. You got a decent amount of players. Who still plays over at Console Combat? Do you have any new players or?
It's usually, I've been playing a lot. Me, of course, playing to win. He always plays King, Ribs. Master D's taking a break a little bit because he's graduating soon, so I understand that. But we guarantee best Flash, no questions asked. When he plays, best Flash, no questions asked.
Have you played Zyfox?
Yes,
What do you think about that?
I think he's a solid player, but his lack of defense is hurting him. Like he doesn't block when he's supposed to block. He's not patient. Like he lacks patience. Probably
Okay.
the best way to describe it. Now Harold, I've seen him play, and I think Harold is better than Zyfox.
Harold is very, very, very good. I think he might be
Yes.
better than Zyfox.
I think he might be too. I don't mean to offend. Zyfox. It's just how I feel. Zyfox is still good. I just think Harold is better. But Master D, when he's on top of his game, I think he's better than both of them. And I think that's a little bit arrogant for me to say, but I really honestly think so. And I think he can prove it. Once he graduates and he has time to play, definitely he can prove it. So we were fine. I mean, I wish we had a little bit, because a lot of us have just been kind of using like top tiers. I wish we had a good Harley player, so I can see what the matchup is about.
Yeah.
Like Ribs uses Killer Frost. Playing to win. We all know who he uses. King is just, he uses Batman, of course. His King Jr., his brother, uses Black Adam. So just like a bunch of top tier characters. We don't really have like some of the lesser known characters like like Harley. I would love to. I've been trying to play Soulface. Is he on PSN at all, or what's up with him?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
I think it's AK Saltface. Or it might be Saltface. It's something Saltface. If you can check my friends list, I'm looking right now. Actually, I'll just tell you right now. I'll tell everyone on the stream so they can add him and play him because his heart.
Does he play? Does he play at all? Or
Oh yeah, he plays a lot online. Oh, he's actually online a lot.
oh wow, that's good. Well, I actually added him, but I think I might have added another name. Then
Maybe when he joined Emperor, he changed it to Emperor Saltface. But I can text him real quick and just kind of find out.
and just let me know. I would love to see him because you said he was gonna blow me up, and let's see if that happens. I'm just curious.
Yeah. Let's see if that happens. I like that. So far, David. Let's be serious. The last 3 people I told you would blow you up, blew you up.
True. Okay, that's fine. They did.
I'm batting 1,000, man.
Okay.
I don't know.
Where is Rio?
I'm right here.
Oh,
Hey,
Rio.
all right, Rio, we're talking about scenes. This is probably a good time for you to kind of give your
I don't go
take
to
on the whole
locals.
NLBC. What do you think about all that?
I don't go to locals and I don't watch them.
Okay, what happened though? Like, you don't have anything to say about that?
Not really.
Okay, but how do you expect to improve as a player? Like, if you don't.
Online,
Okay. Who do you fight the most online?
everyone.
Everybody. Okay.
Hey, Ria, what do you think about the online for this game?
I like it.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring that up
That's
earlier
the
in
point of
this
going
show.
anywhere. I'd rather
Yeah.
just play online.
I like it too. I think we need to have a segment with it's like Dave's Down Players Union. Dave is obviously, I'll say Dave is the biggest down player in the history of this community.
Get the hell out of here, dude.
Let's
No.
look at the threads Dave has made over his down playing career. Dave said that Deathstroke was terrible.
He is.
Dave once had Deathstroke in lower B tier. Dave made a thread saying Zod is mediocre.
That was just trolling.
Shut up.
That was trolling, dude. I knew Zod was good. I didn't say it was top 5 like Pig said, because I don't think he was, but he was top 10 though.
What do you think now?
No, now he is top 5.
Damn, Pig was right.
Rio, how many
After the
times?
patch though.
Hold on. Rio, how many times we've been on private chat and Dave has said that we're fools, Zod's not that good? How many times?
Too many times.
Okay, I admit privately I once said that Zod needed buffs, but I was just joking about that.
Oh man, I wish Zod would get buffs. What were the buffs that you were thinking that Zod should get?
No startup on the train.
And he wanted fast force balls. Like Reptile.
Yeah, he wanted reptile force balls.
He wanted the ground one to be like 6 frames. Ground
and
dash.
10 frame and 10 frame sidearm, just like high shots. So I admit, I was a fool, but hey, I'm gonna say this though. Deathstroke is not that good, man, and all of you guys were saying,
Oh my gosh, I can't.
let me say this. I asked Master D. He was like, okay, tell me, man, like, what do you think about this Deathstroke? The patch and stuff. He's like, yeah, Deathstroke, I think actually, he's good now. He's like, oh, do you think I should drop him for, do you think I should use Deathstroke instead of Zod? He's like, dude, do you want me to hang up on you? He almost hung up on me just for saying that. He's like, dude, Zod shits on Deathstroke. Deathstroke is garbage compared to Zod. I was like, okay, that tells me everything I need to know. So, why would I help?
What do you think about that Flash Zod matchup?
I don't like playing against the Flash. It's very, very frustrating because I don't like being put like in 50-50 situations where I have to guess. Like, it's at least with Killer Frost, she needs, hit you. Dude, just tell me, do you feel like doing this? Let's say you hit by that trait, 60% get carried to the wall, and then you put it in a 50-50 situation where the next Sonic Pound leads to like what, 30% now, 30, so that's like what's like 55 plus 30, 85%. Who the hell, like, why would I want to? I don't enjoy playing it. I think Flash.
Do you realize what people have to put up with when they play us?
I know, no, I'm just saying, and I understand that. But I'm just saying, like, but look, why am I reading that the Flash needs more buffs? Why am I reading stuff like that? That I just laugh when I see it. I think this is ridiculous.
That's from like CD Junior and stuff.
Buffs.
But either other people say that too. They say like, you know what, this character's not good enough.
Who?
Even Sci-Fi was on a roll, was like saying, yo, this character's not as good as I thought. Like, dude, stop. Well, he loses to Black. Dude, everybody loses to Black Adam Superman, previously. So that doesn't even matter anymore. First of all of the Flash's matchups are easier now. Batman is easier. Black Adam is easier. Superman is easier.
I agree.
So all of this is, so why you're saying, and he got like what, minor damage nerf in the corner, right? I think that's what Master D said. His straight damage is the same, right? It's just in the corner, he does a little bit less damage. Yep. So, but it doesn't matter because his core gameplay is still the same. I'm gonna do a lot of damage, carry you to the wall, and mix you up. That's still there. So it's, that character's fine, man. That character doesn't need any more buffs. Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Hey, Rio, are you there?
Yeah.
Do you have anything on your mind that you want to talk about?
I like Injustice.
Okay.
Anything else?
It's a good game. It's fun.
How do you feel about Scorpion?
He's cool. He's the coolest character in the game.
What about
How,
Deathstroke?
how do you feel about Deathstroke?
I think he's one of the coolest DC characters. Next to Doomsday.
Okay.
Who's not a cool character in the game?
Killer
This is
Frost.
Okay.
Okay.
Regime.
Ria, what's the next tournament you're going to? NEC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who are you gonna use? Who are you gonna use?
Martian
Rio.
Manhunter.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Do you suggest that everybody purchase an Xbox for practice purposes?
Do I suggest that?
Yeah.
If they want to play against me, yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Tom, are you getting one? Rio said you
Yeah.
were.
Yeah, I'm getting one tomorrow.
Hey, is there anything you want to talk about with Killer Instinct, Tom, that you can tell us, or things that are kind of free to talk about?
Well, I can tell you that it's going to be done living guide style.
Okay.
Basically, the game when it comes out is going to have what's called the Ultimate Fan Book, which is in print is going to be a collector's edition.
Can
It's
you
gonna
talk
have
about your involvement? Like, what's your involvement, if you can talk about it?
I'm writing the guide, the strategy part of the guide for Killer
Okay.
Instinct.
Okay.
And basically, it's since it's got it's got a whole bunch of characters coming out. Obviously, they're going to be released by DLC. So I mean,
Are they gonna,
so
do you know how much money they're gonna cost? Is it gonna be similar to like
I
the
do
way?
not know.
Okay. But is the format gonna be similar to the way NRS does it? Like one character at a time. Is that how it's gonna work?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I know, the game is going to have a few characters. I'm not sure exactly how many it's actually going to have ultimately, but it's going to be a living guide style, so it's going to be updated several times,
Okay.
and with like updates and stuff like that.
But basically, this game is, from what I understand, it's free, right? Is that how it works? It's like free to play.
It's free to play, but by the rest of the characters, it's not free.
Okay, but how many characters do you get like from the start? Do you get one or two? How many do you get?
You get one from the start.
Okay, and that's what is it? Jago or who is it?
I believe it starts with Jago.
Okay, all right.
Ria, we got a question. What's the best made Mortal Kombat game in your opinion?
Trilogy.
Really? What would you say is what's the top three, I guess?
Top 3 best?
Yeah, top three best MK games.
Probably Trilogy, Deadly Alliance, and MK4.
Wow, I wouldn't have said. Okay. What about you, Tom?
Best MK games?
Yeah,
Top three?
Uh-huh.
I would say MK Deadly Alliance. Let's see. God, I hate to say this. I guess UMK3 and MK9.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, MKDC? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, please don't say that.
I mean, I feel like UMK3 was the best of the arcade mortals. I feel like MK Deadly Alliance was by far might even be better than MK9, to be honest with you.
What was so good about Deadly Alliance?
It was a fair amount of balance.
Okay.
You had like 15, 11, 12 characters that could compete with the top characters. And it was cheap, but it wasn't Jesus Christ cheap. It was, but it was dirty. But it was fun. Ultimately, it was really fun. It wasn't frustrating. It was fun, and it was for its time, phenomenal. Even now, it's got really good graphics if you actually hook it up. Everything was really well done.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How's the zoning in that game?
There was no zoning.
It's
Yeah.
like Tekken.
Yeah, that game felt very like
Dude, why is there no
everything.
zoning?
Everything is sweep distance. I did remember that.
Yeah, it's more like Tekken. And also, Dave,
That game, you know why that game failed? Because there's no diary in it.
it didn't
That's why.
fail. It did very well.
Yeah, I actually saw like 3 million
Deception will
copies.
actually had more sales. You know why?
Because
Because
Deception was online.
and had diary.
So in any event, so I felt like that is definitely the best of the 3D Mortals, and then MK9, obviously the reboot of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Obviously, its success speaks for itself, and it was a fun game. I had a lot of fun with it. So, yeah, those are my 3 favorite.
Aren't you gonna ask us what were the 3 worst?
Yeah, we're the 3 worst.
Are you asking me first?
Yeah, go Reno.
First worst is MK1, then MK2, then MK9.
Why is MK2 so bad? Just broke?
It's a one-character game.
Melina?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, so why was MK1? Because one character game?
Yeah, Sonya.
Yeah. And MK9. Yeah, we all know that.
Cabal.
2 character game, sort of. It depends.
Yeah, like Ultimate wasn't.
I didn't even have Ultimate as my best, so.
No, I'm just saying.
All right. Dave, give us your top 3 and worst 3.
I'm just gonna give you my best 3 because whatever. Here we go. Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat Deception, and Mortal Kombat Armageddon, baby.
Shut up! You're an idiot.
You shut up, dude. I like Dairo, dude. Shut up. I
You're
hope,
able to talk again.
dude. I hope they bring back Dairo in Mortal Kombat 10.
I hope they bring back Darius in MK10. I love Darius.
Dude,
Baraicho. Baraicho needs to come back.
do you guys think they're gonna ever bring back those characters?
Probably not. Let's be serious here.
Okay. Dude, Dairos was ridiculous in Deception, man. Like 50-50 up the ass. It was like, I remember that. It was like standing 3, right? Into down back 3. No, into down forward 3, right?
Yeah.
Then you dash, sidestep, throw, and do like a 60% combo. Dude, it was so messed up, man. Good thing, man.
How fun.
Man, it wasn't fun, man. Dude, you had to keep that full away.
Remember
or
when
you
things
would
were
die.
actually broken?
Yeah, right. And these people are complaining, Superman, dude. Dairo would mop up Superman bad.
Yeah, can you enter the Dairu Superman matchup? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah, man,
Superman
that stuff was
matchup.
broken, man.
What
Man,
would you guys run Dairu or Boraicho back the most in K10?
Well, I think it depends. I mean, if you're me, obviously Dairo. I think Tom would say
Baraicho.
Boraicho. I don't know what Ryu would say.
Baraicho just because he's fat. We need a fat character.
Exactly. That's why I like him.
I was actually making a comment the other day that I want Boraicho to be in the game just because Tom. Like I want Tom to be Boraicho again. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap up the call. All right, that was the episode 9 Kryptonite podcast. Hope you guys enjoy it. I know we got off kilter, but it's trying to make it a little bit more casual and just kind of relax. All right, post all your feedback, and we'll talk to you guys later. See ya.